Oh, I like that one. Yeah. You are listening to the Lost Minds. You say it, that sounds better. You are listening to the Lost Minds podcast.
Let's get this session started with a deep breathing exercise. And by deep breathing exercise, I mean, see on the inside.
Hello. What are you doing? Just making a podcast. Bet your ass cool. Can you hear that?
Hear what? Here's this picture I took. You see the door? That's what I was talking about.
The brand new door.
The old door, dude.
That was a brand new door.
That one.
Oh, right next to it? Oh, yeah.
That's all. Remember we were talking about it?
Halfway in the ground. Oh, shit.
But yes. This doesn't look like something you'd see in Salt Lake, does it?
Kind of.
What?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a thing, going taking photos of all the old buildings, because fucking Salt Lake are working on it to pieces. But is it inside? Have rifles on the sun fixed on?
No. Yeah. That's what we've been playing with this entire time. I'm pretending it's weird.
I don't even know that's what's going on. Subtle.
Welcome to the Lost... Oh, shit, it's been recording this entire time.
No, only the last couple of, like, not even a minute, maybe.
Okay. Damn. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, I put my guard down.
You is like this.
I was vulnerable.
You weren't like this, huh? No.
No, go... I like the demon voice.
Go to, what is it, Speedy?
This one. This is my favorite one. Oh. This is what we should have done our story podcasting.
Well, this one's really deep. Maybe
Wait, there you go.
There we go. That one's better. Because I can feel my inner self coming out when I speak in this one.
Yeah.
I can just feel the souls beneath my foot.
Yes.
This is what we should have done. I should have been Frank, and you should have been Sammy in these voices.
I'm Sammy. I have a very light voice.
And I'm Frank, and I have Mjolnir. That's my main weapon. I'm genderless, and I like walks on the beak. I like murdering people, but I'm also kind at heart.
I wish we could separate them so that...
Separate them.
Oh, no, you're supposed to... So that I could have a voice like this or whatever, then you would have...
You can. Just switch your voice right there, that red knob. Even that one.
You can still hear it, kind of, when I talk. You can hear it in the
What if we
back.
set up some cardboard? Like this.
Cardboard. If we take one of these long ones to put it even outside or something with that pistol mic.
What if we just talked really quietly? Yeah, I like that. The voices are fun, though, man. Yeah, bro, these voices are, like, totally fun, man. I wish I could do this on my computer. Come on, bro, playing online. Oh, that'd be so sick. I'd just be like, oh, ha, ha, I just killed you. Oh, man, I just took so much joy in destroying our character you built. It took you a long time, didn't it? Oh, it was so simple. All I did was push F twice to move to the right, and then I shot it with one click of my mouse. You're literally pathetic. So simple. You humans. What were you saying? Who's that girl? Oh, fuck. Hermione Granger. Yeah. Oh my god, don't get me started. Oh, boy.
Great new microphone.
Normal voice. Do you think people would...
No, I'd delete this.
Oh, if you had that option on your computer to change your voice, do you think more people, like, it was a Call of Duty option, you can get skins, like, you know, but you get a voice skin. It's fucking...
Don't be putting that out on the internet.
George
People are
Clooney
gonna
or some
fucking
shit.
make money on this shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just saying, you know...
Imagine that. You could be C-3PO or something.
Yeah, like... Sean Connery or something, dude.
That would be really
You're
cool.
around like 007, dude. Tell me people don't pay $50 for a freaking...
Voice?
Yeah, voice or something.
To sound like
Shit
someone.
on my face.
I'll come...
I said sit, not shit.
Dude, they'd be... Christopher Walken
Oh, yeah. Hey,
voices. Hey, let me tell you something.
Dude,
I
that'd
told
be
you.
funny.
I killed you.
I'd like that one.
A Snoop Dogg would be cool.
really mean to kill you.
Have you listened to Snoopcast, where he watches the fights and stuff?
No.
I listened to it a little bit. It's kind of funny when you hear him doing the different like commentary, like Planet or whatever. But I just like I've come to notice, even I listen to weird asses too that do it. I kind of enjoy anybody doing commentary on stuff sometimes, like that isn't an actual narrator or something. So like the Honey Badger. I think that's what made the Honey Badger one. This is look, he doesn't give a shit. He just doesn't even give a shit. Like his narration was so much funnier compared to the other guy. And so I like that shit in anything. I like the weird narrations.
I don't know.
What?
I like the stuff that has whiteboards and themes and storyboards and
structure
and structure.
Background noise.
Background noise.
Yeah, I need what do they call that? A laugh track. I need freaking.
I'm a British clock. Tick tock. Tick tock. Tick tock. What the hell are you looking at, dude?
I'm posting the latest episode of it, but on the thing.
Have you tried not?
It's the hashtag thing.
Hashtag go fuck yourselves.
Hashtag Game of Thrones.
Well,
Do that one. That'll be a big one tonight.
Ouch, dude.
Oh,
That'd
shit,
be.
should we try
That's clickbait, isn't it?
Dude, there's a whole like art to that shit, dude.
To what?
Bait
Clickbait?
and bullshit. Yeah, I didn't even realize it, but I had started watching things with like social media marketing and whatever. There's a lot of cool stuff where people tell you all these like strategies or like different marketing things that they implemented from whatever they're trying
Naked
to
chicks get everybody all the time.
do. It really is. Like,
It
that
really
is a
is,
big.
dude.
Chicks get a big portion.
So, ladies out there, you want to make some money? Well, not really. You want some free beard oil? Brick will hook it up.
of that. Yeah. This is for all those natural ladies out there.
Yep.
We're not talking all the beards. Not all the ladies got beards, up top. I'm talking about them beards downstairs.
Yep. You want some bush hanging out of them Daisy Dukes?
I'm talking about a biscuit beard. I'm talking about freaking. What if a clam could have a beard?
I want some hair on my pearl. You know what I'm saying?
No, but like the hairy pearl. Imagine. Oh man, this is gonna be like. But it's like, say, it's like just. It's like that's just the only thing hairy. Wouldn't that be like crazy? So like just.
At least you can find it, right? Oh, hey! Take that one home. Share it with your boyfriend.
Don't you like that? They're like, oh, they can never find it. I just think that they're just generally not satisfied ever with anything.
Who? It takes some practice.
Ladies,
Ladies? I can't find nothing.
they'll turn every situation into.
I can't even find the lady.
No, dude, I was listening. I watched this video this guy made with this girl. She's saying that anybody who isn't a vegan deserves to die. And he's like,
Fuck.
yeah, and he's like, whoa, that sounds a little bit like something Hitler would say. Anybody who doesn't subscribe to the same thought process as me should die.
I feel like that's such a funny thing because so many people will do that on the opposite sides of each other on political things. They want like some equality, or people to be more, be more compassionate towards my side. But yet when it comes to their thing, they want like the destruction of the other. It's like
That's what makes humans
it's so
amazing,
weird,
dude.
It's like it's only good
aliens-
if we're on top and you're no longer. It's like
If aliens
we
showed
all on
up, we'd
top?
be like, they either have to die or we enslave them.
That's it.
The
There's
aliens are
only
like,
two options.
we have light speed technology and laser beams, and you don't.
We're just going to stop your Earth from spinning, and we'll see who survives. So, good luck.
Stops. Do we all go flying at a wall at 1,000 miles an hour? Well,
Team
looks like-
Rocket's blasting off again.
Oh, dude. You think they'll? I bet they'll. I'm waiting for some bullshit live action or version of Pokemon. Have you seen the Dragon Ball Z version? They
I
made a live
wanna
version?
be. Oh,
seen
where
that?
you go like this?
It's Dragon Ball Z, but they use real actors, not anime. It's not cartoon.
Oh, wait, what? Like
they've
a
done that
movie?
with multiple
Yeah.
animes,
Oh,
dude.
fuck that.
They've
I
done
haven't
that.
watched. I will not watch that shit.
Why not?
With the Dragon Ball Z with
Why
more
not?
people? Because I don't want to ruin my.
What are you, gay?
Yeah, I am. That's why I don't subscribe to that kind of shit.
No, they've done it with Attack on Titan. They've done it with Rurouni Kenshin.
They all suck.
And
they
they-
all got that in common.
Hey,
Yeah, I was talking about Rurouni Kenshin the other day.
back up off
and
my
stuff,
fucking
'cause-
feels.
Was that the one where the guy had a reverse blade?
Yeah.
See, I thought that would be an interesting weapon. The guys, like, say you're like getting ready, like you're downtown,
A blade that doesn't cut,
Someone-
it heals.
Yeah,
No.
someone pulls out a knife, and then you're like, "That ain't a knife," that is a knife, and you pull it because the blade's on the other side, huh?
The blade's on the so like the katana, how it's like curved like this, instead of having the blade on the
So it's a
end
scythe?
that's away, basically, but the blade is on the inside.
Almost like a hook too, because you're like fucking. Hook
Yeah,
on.
so he can like if he uses it backwards, it could still cut like a regular katana, but he normally hits with the blunt end, so usually just breaking people's hands and their fingertips. That's what he usually does. He just disables the bad guys so they can't fight anymore.
So he's a wannabe Batman.
No, he basically is Batman, except he doesn't want to kill people anymore. But they've done a live action of that, and they've done 3 movies of it, and I hear it's really good, and I was going to watch them, like buy them on Amazon or something.
I guess I shouldn't be able to do.
They've also done Ghost in the Shell.
I heard about that. What
I
is
started
that?
watching that, fell asleep.
What is that?
You've never watched the Ghost in the Shell anime series?
Gun shooting thing?
Kind of, yeah. It's about people in the future, and they're like cyborgs. Yeah.
I have not seen that. I was told about that. Let me see what it said.
The anime Ghost in the Shell is
Yeah.
really amazing. It's really good. I haven't watched the movie.
It sucked, but it's pretty hot. But I fell asleep.
But that's because you're getting old, dude.
No, I was watching it and I was like, "Oh, this is
It's all right.
interesting. Oh, let's talk some more. Okay, no, let's keep talking. Oh, let's do something. No, we're not doing that. We're
Talk
gonna
more.
keep talking."
Dude,
And
your
I just
talking
was
is
like,
making me fall asleep right now.
like, hiya! Just kidding.
No, they're speaking English, you racist.
No, it was all Japanese.
Was it really in Japanese?
How's the anime, dude?
Oh, it was, dude.
Huh?
American made anime?
Yeah,
Oh,
Isn't
Also-
that is like they're like stealing culture or something like that?
yeah. I don't like it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like that would be good if everyone could
also
blend it all in one
coming
giant
to Netflix is going to be Death Note.
That's gonna be a good
culture.
one.
An anime? The
It-
episode?
Not an anime, it's an actual movie.
Really?
But they're
The one
like
you were talking about
yeah.
with like that thing with
The Notebook.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like The Notebook, but instead, when the girl comes back, he says, "Get in my car." He gets in the car, puts his seatbelt on. She doesn't have a seatbelt.
Boom.
They drive fast. He drives really fast.
Really fast.
Builds him a house. The guy has no constructural concept.
No.
She comes to see this house. It's like some weird Willy Wonka looking house,
You
or maybe
get in
like
it,
some
the hall gets smaller as you keep
yeah,
walking.
Dr. Seuss. Like, honey, I
Oompa-dee-doo.
made this for you. Don't you like it? Don't you like it?
Don't you love it?
I've got a riddle just for you. Oompa loompa doop.
That's a good story. I feel like I haven't seen really. I mean, there's a couple movies out now I want to see that look like they'd be good, but I haven't seen too many movies that were really kind of good back.
I haven't
in the
went
day,
to the
you know?
movies for like 4 months.
Got me either. Really, it's
I'm gonna have to take you guys to the movies.
I want to go see Baby Driver.
Is that a threat?
Baby Driver was good.
I want to see that. That looks
That
cool.
one was really good. Here's my thumbs up on that. It was good. There's
Is
good
that the one with
driving.
the little baby animated one?
As the little baby in it, and then he drives. Getaway driver.
Oh, baby animated.
Little baby boss.
nauseous.
An animated baby. Yeah, it's just like that show. Fucking what is it? Was it Aaron Brockovich? Or, not Aaron Brock. That's that other movie. That dumb show where the baby would be dancing. Remember back in the '90s? Had like a shitty animatronic dancing baby.
Is that
It was on Fox. Or
Look
whatever.
Who's Talking?
It was not Look Who's Talking. It was a TV show. Remember? It had like some lady seeing some dancing baby.
What?
Yeah, it was like it looked so
Willow?
bad. No, the baby was so bad. No. It was something like that it was on Fox or some shit. It was like she was like a lawyer or some dumb shit. I can't remember. But do you know what movie or TV show I'm talking about?
I have no idea what the fuck you're spewing about. I'm
Dancing
just like,
Baby.
I'm going to let him keep talking until he runs out of fuel, and then when he runs out of fuel,
Oh,
I'm going
man,
to
dude.
jump in with something actually intelligent
Are
like
you Googling Dancing
penguins.
Baby? Google
No.
Dancing Baby. And it'll be like the first thing that pops up, I
Is
swear.
it the one wearing rollerblades?
No, it's
And then all the little rollerblading friends are just having fun.
Dancing.
I don't like that commercial. It makes me uncomfortable.
Dancing Baby. It's probably a gift. You've probably seen it. Yeah, this stupid looking baby. You know, dumb baby, the animatronic baby.
What about it? Oh,
Yeah, you know the TV
that's part
show
of a TV show?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
What?
Here's a
Dancing Baby.
fucking quick Reddit fucking facts. 20,000-year-old fossilized human footprints were discovered in Australia, which indicated the man who made them was running at the speed of a modern Olympic sprinter, barefoot in sand.
Well, what are the footprints chasing him? Because there's got to
Oh.
be something.
Sorry,
Sport.
Ally McBeal. The show is called Ally McBeal.
Fuck that show.
You know that fucking show I'm talking about? Remember she was like retarded and, I don't know, I mean not retarded, she was dancing with it like that and shit. That was like,
Oh,
it would be like the
no.
end of the episode.
Oh, I do remember that.
I used to hate, like, sometimes I remember I would hate sometimes getting into it. When I waited for my TV show to come on, I would get, like, oh, Simpsons is coming on at 7 or whatever, run upstairs, and it feels like 6:10, and I'd turn on the TV, and, like, I remember watching this sometimes before or after, and it'd piss me off. Like, fuck, man. I'd rather have gone done something else besides, wait and waste time to watch the damn TV show programming.
Made your fucking...
Now you have Netflix, DVR, all that shit. Kids don't even have to ever wait for that. I had to wait, remember, for... Oh, Star Wars will play on TV. You can see it in the TV...
Guide.
TV guide, and it'd be like Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'd be like, right on. Go watch it, turn it on at 8 p.m. Fucking, it's already almost over. I'm like, what the fuck? 8 p.m. Eastern, not Pacific time where we're at and shit. So it's already almost 2 hours past. I'm like, what the...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That pissed me off, too. That's probably what ruined my childhood. Admir, did you watch the new Dragon Ball Z episode? No, because everybody in the fucking East Coast watched it, and I had to watch it at the same time those fucking cucks had to watch it, so now I didn't get to watch it.
Well, when I was younger, I used to record all my TV shows in the morning I like, so I'd do like Beast Wars. So I'd put them in there, and I had it on the timer, and so I just had the tape in there, and it would record it. And I used to record them for a while. I remember one time I pulled it out and was watching one of them, and about like halfway through, it was the first one, because I had one that was like pretty good, and I didn't get all. I had other stuff that was filmed, like, because I filmed TV and like Simpsons and stuff. I had another one that started going about like a little bit halfway through. Someone, I guess, had changed the channel that was set for the VCR, so it just started recording like an infomercial or whatever that was on a different thing. And so every morning I'd get up and hit play on that thing for like, and I'd only maybe recorded like 6 episodes full, good ones at the beginning of the thing, because I remember watching a couple. I'm like, oh hell yeah! And so I just sit there and some days just plug it in and watch it. So it was like playing, and then all of a sudden it goes. Cuts to the thing, like, what the heck, fast forwarding it, and the whole time it's like, keep fast forwarding it, it's all infomercial and shit. I was so pissed. I fucking ejected the thing. I like took it outside and stomped all over it. Fucking threw it away. I was like so mad. Because I had done it for months, and I'd been recording the wrong station. I was like, that's like a pain. Some kids will never know that fucking pain, dude. I used to record Simpsons. I would record all kinds of stuff. I have a whole bunch of those Simpsons, Beast Wars. I did it with like radio station, favorite track, put it in there, radio station, play the song, fucking hit play or record. It'd be like recording the track. I'm like, oh yeah.
And sometimes you get the very end or the beginning clip with the DJ, and next track where you're like, oh, pause, stop, fuck.
Or the fucking, I would do that sometimes. I'd forget, be like, fuck, and so then I was like, oh, I'll just leave it, whatever. And so I actually had a bunch that were just the radio station. I was like, oh, it's not bad. Because then you plug in your Walkman and walk around.
Dude, yeah, I remember doing that shit too. It's like, man, I can't go buy CDs because they're too expensive. So I just buy like $1 pack of the 12 blank VHS things or whatever the fuck, the tapes.
Cassette,
yeah. And then just put it in there. Be like, all right, this is $0.25. Sitting there listening, all of a sudden it's like, coming up next is going to be fucking Blink 182. And I'm like, all right, hell yeah, dude. Fucking put it in there. It's like, starts playing. As soon as the band starts playing, you push play. All of a sudden it's like, and that was just a starting song for what we're just going to be coming up. And you're like, fuck, god damn it.
I used to do that too. And like, you just like hear the song, and like, oh, and I'd boom, hit it. And it was like, and then it'd cut to another song. It's like, what the fuck? And then it'd be like, cut to another song. And then like, yeah, I don't want to name the station something 96 or whatever. It's like rockin' alternative. It's like, motherfucker. Hit pause, have the song starts playing. It's like, shit, hit it again. It's like, God.
But there's a guy at the station just like, oh, those motherfuckers trying to record this.
I wonder how if they did it like.
I don't think they were
even
thinking
or anything like that. If they had to do it back in like that play hit, shit. Now you just got an iPod.
It's you don't even have to fucking Napster it or LimeWire it anymore.
That was crazy too. I used to never download music, man.
Illegally?
I used to never
dude.
download albums like that. Like I never used to go on the internet and just download full discography collections.
And sometimes
albums.
you didn't even know if they were the right song or not.
I've never done any of that.
That's true. Yeah,
but you just, I'd never do that.
I'd never do that either. I would never have an iPod for that has. I don't know.
5,000 songs on
30,000.
Yeah, with illegal songs, dude. Imagine how illegal that is. Fuck that. No way.
I would never even listen to those songs. If I was in a car and someone's like, hey, I turned in all these, I'd jump out. 60 miles an hour. I don't want to be part of this illegal...
He just like covers his ears. He's like, la 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 la. Fucking kicks the door open. He's like, they're like, terrorists. Run him over.
Terrorist runs me over.
That'd be kind of actually horrible. I was watching, I was telling you, I was watching that with your brother, a bunch of like police cam and body cam shit. Those police, I can see why they're on fucking edge when you go out there. There's so much shit in like the only matter of 2 years in most of the cams. There's some of these cops where they were skittish, and even one of the the other cops would look at the other cops, and which is good that they had the camera because you could tell, or they would try and fight a kid. There was one that they fought a kid, which is good. I feel I would rather have a cop like show up with my child at the door, and then my kid be like beat up and be like, "Your kid was over here stealing some shit. We caught him in a bad neighborhood, and he tried to resist arrest, and he fell." And stuff. We're not going to press charges or nothing, but he fell down. I think you should talk to him and stuff. I'd be like, "Thank you." I'm like, I'm gonna have maybe these guys following you again, or something like that. Because sometimes, you can maybe get through it, but man, with some of these cops, like you can tell they're scared in the situation, but through a lot of the stuff they go through, you can understand why. It's like it doesn't matter if they're like, and one guy, it doesn't matter if they're just walking down the street. He's like, "Hey man, you need a ride or whatever," because the guy's walking down the middle of the freeway. He's like, "You can't be doing that." And he's like, "Don't you have any idea or anything?" And the guy just all of a sudden whips out a knife instead, and he starts chasing after him. He's like, "Kill me, kill me, kill me!" And he's like, "Sit the fuck down!" And he didn't shoot him at all or nothing. And he's like doing it the whole time. He's like, "Kill me, kill me!" And all of them are on the freeway. They're like, "Back up, back up!" He's following him around. These guys got the knife and shit.
Why don't they just taser him?
If he did first come at him, he's like, I think he had his taser. It might have been his gun, but he was like, "Back up!" He's like, boom, and shot like at his foot or at the leg, and then the guy's like down. And then gets back up, and then I thought it was because there's a bunch of them when there's so many times they deploy tasers, they never work.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah, so many people get hit with the tasers. Yeah. There's this old guy, they hit him with 2 tasers, and he like pulled them off, and they started walking, and then the cop just shot him, which I was like, okay. I mean, you could have easily, any one of these guys could have not fucking knocked this guy out, threw him on the ground, and then he shoots the tasers at him, he like pulls him off there, bam, and I'm like, okay. That one was a little. That one, this guy should be, maybe
you gotta understand,
he should be going under some consequences.
A lot of cops aren't fucking jacked.
Yeah.
It's not that they're jacked, dude. Like, I've been on ride-alongs, and I remember asking, because when you get in a ride-along, you're allowed to ask any question. No, there's nothing. That's what they tell me. Every cop.
How's your wife?
You can ask them whatever. You can be like, "Where do you live?" But they just like, ask me whatever you want. Anything. How many people did I shoot? How many people did I see get shot? What do I see every day? And I don't know how the conversation got going, but I was like, how is it with you and your coworkers? And he's like, I have 2 or 3 good coworkers, but they're not very stable. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean they're not stable? He's like, well, one of them is a female coworker, and about 4 months back, she came up to a stolen vehicle, and the vehicle was missing for like 2 months. And another detective was looking for some kids that went missing, and she opened up the trunk of the
stolen car,
and she found the kids in the back.
Damn.
And I was like, well, were they all right? She's like, no, they were dead, and it was like someone just quartered them, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to realize this is a mother, and she opens up a car. And then the detective that was looking for those kids was so into the finding them that he became basically part of that family trying to find those kids. And then when he found them, he had a breakdown, and then the detective ended up taking his own life. And it's like, because
he didn't catch it.
He didn't catch it. He couldn't solve it fast enough. He couldn't get to the case fast enough, and he got emotionally invested into this family and these kids that when that happened, it crushed him. And even, he's like, and with the female officer, the one who was looking for the car, when she found him, she retired a month later.
Oh, damn.
She couldn't do the job anymore. And it's like, he's like, I don't blame her. I don't blame him. I don't blame any of them. He's like, it's the job. It's what you do on a daily basis. You're constantly, a lot of people don't realize this, and a lot of people don't see it. But when there's an accident and it's bad enough, you're the first person there. You're going to see the mangle. You're going to see the mess. You're going to see the people crying. You're constantly seeing that carnage. Yeah. And you're going in there day in after day. And it's like you're signed up for it. And then next thing you know, one day you come in, you see that. And the next day you come in, your buddy was killed by some punk kid who didn't want to get a speeding ticket.
And so they have that us versus them. And
then they get that us versus them mentality, and then everybody's a shoot on sight kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's hard, too, because I really feel, they're definitely necessary. The only thing that is the part that sucks is I just feel like they're not maybe trained enough or skilled enough.
I don't think anybody could be trained enough.
I think I could be trained enough.
Well, it's like with the troop. Yeah, see, I think people could too. It's like with
No,
troops.
look at the military, dude.
Yeah,
How many
well-
people come back with PTSD?
That's exactly it, right? Like the buddy I used to work with. That's one of the things that they were talking about is a lot of the people that are becoming like these people that are having PTSD are people that are enlisting in the military for all the wrong reasons because they're seeing all this. So all the people that join and be like, "This is what I'm doing. I'm becoming a lifer. You know, I want to enter the military. I
My
wanna-
father's done it. His father's done it.
I'm special
I know,
forces. I'm going to
you
do
know.
this. I can serve and protect my country. All the people going in and I'm going to make money for college. I'm going to learn a new skill. You know, I'm going to
People
become
that
a
have
pilot.
no fucking business.
I'm going to
doing it.
travel see the world. You know, all this shit. And then all of a sudden they're seeing dead bodies and fucking all these carnage and fucking, you know, the worst thing possible. And then they come home and then they're like, paper plastic. What was that? Sorry, what did you say? You know, and then they're just their fucking mind is that they can't bridge that gap. They don't have that strength. They weren't ready for it. You know, and sometimes maybe they just maybe need the help to be able to bridge that gap. But at the same time, you know, I feel if like with the people that go for it and enlist in it, they know they're going to be a special force lifer. I feel like they go take over the right procedures where they learn and understand fully what they're going to do, or they have learned and fully understand what they're about to do. And I feel like that's the naivety of other people. So if an officer were to be trained, you know, jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, they come in, they have these extra skills, you know, maybe a degree outside of high school degree, you know, they have to have a psychology degree, you know, where they can understand human behavior, type of things like that.
But you're putting in all this money and training into a person
It's valuable. We need to
who's
have
very valuable.
We
But
need officers. We need
what?
cops.
How easy is it for a dumbass off the streets to take a life of one of those very valuable people?
It'd be
Like,
a lot. It'd be a
how-
lot harder if they were trained
That's
a
not
lot
a-
No,
better.
like,
Yeah,
like
it's
if
not-
they're
it's
sitting
not
there
a lot
eating lunch
harder.
or something, like those officers that got killed by those crazy
How
people.
often do you see that though? Like in Utah, did we had that one officer that got run down right by the car?
Yeah, the
and
one
then all
right
the
there
cops.
on the
And
thing.
how long ago was that?
A few months, yeah. Not too
But there was also the officer that was the fucking school cop at Granger when we were there, who
That
was found.
In 2000,
like
what?
some conspiracy stuff though.
That was
he
some
like found
conspiracy
murdered.
shit. He was
Where he
murdered.
killed himself in Wyoming, right?
Yeah,
Or something like
middle of
that.
nowhere.
His car was
Shit.
run off the road.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to show up to work in the morning. He didn't. Then they found his car run off the side of the freeway in Wyoming, and he was shot in the head when his car hit the fucking barrier
in the middle of fucking nowhere,
in
basically.
the middle of God knows where.
In between, probably. Who knows? Whatever else. But there was a whole like the other thing. They had a whole investigation going on through the whole department and stuff that they were.
Yeah, he had some shit, huh?
It's hard to say too. That went quiet. I mean, I never heard anything else about that.
that went.
But even because I can see that too, but I would like it as if they do hire someone. Let's say it is right now. They get out of the academy, how it is normal. They're required to maybe it's how Scientology is, where they have to. Hey, you have to also donate so much time of service, and the service might be, hey, you have to take a couple hours of a training class, so it has to be jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Krav Maga, something, and then maybe 2 hours of a study class. So you have 4 hours of studies a week extra. Your studies is human behavior, then with psychology. And that'd be something kind of nice, because even it wouldn't. I mean, there would be definitely if. An in-house thing, it'd be hard to train all these people, but say if you can get a lot of the officers at once a week instead of a shift, they go to a shift at a central location where one officer who's skilled in psychology can train the other officers on police psychology compared, because
That would be good.
because that would also be hard to get everyone together and then also find the experts and things, because
Make it a team building thing.
really, dude, I mean, that's the part I'm always like, oh man, I can't believe a cop did this, I can't believe this, but at the same time I'm like, God, thank God the cop was there, it's like, oh, good thing that happened there, like, so there are like those, it's like a double-edged sword and stuff, and I feel, if it was not Judge Dredd style, but when you have, the, you see, like,
You could definitely leave the judging in a cop's hands if you know they are well trained enough to do so.
Yeah,
like if you knew that those cops were psychologically trained and just really, really, really well trained, you could be like, all right, he shot someone. I could see it. He could have took him down. He could have beat him, but he couldn't.
yeah.
So he had to resort to violence. But now it's like, oh, was this cop just mad, or did he
You
just...
can trust this officer's decision or whatever at that time. I agree, because there was on that same, going back to that Radio Lab podcast, they had went down and talked to a different area where these people in Florida were hiring mainly just special force and army vets and stuff to become officers. They were also skilled in a bunch of other things, and they had a bunch of interactions with people where they had done things, where disarming them, throwing them on the ground, doing whatever, not necessarily being intimidated in the situation. And had done a works for where they turn around and they wanted to, and he had even been asked the sheriff or whatever it was to go to a bunch of different other towns to help change around the community and stuff like that. That was his thing, He's like, I'm just looking for people with a little more skills. And it's not the fault of the people coming into it, as much, it could be. They might, want to learn a few more skills before they entered or were able to enter.
I think we just need RoboCops.
Honestly, dude, if we had, I could see that happening with the AI. We always go back to the AI, but I could only see it.
Did you see that AI robot that was put on that campus to keep the campus clean or something?
No.
And then, the within the first hour, it committed suicide. Drove right into a pool.
Oh, shit.
This robot was designed to help the campus stay clean.
Fuck it.
But it committed suicide within the first 15 minutes.
It's like, this mission is no longer...
Must terminate myself. Right. It drove right into a fountain.
Fuck these kids. They probably said it was like, we need beer refill. Let's take a quick break and get a beer refill.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, be right back.
Wingus.
Erica, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks.
I'm going to ask you a question, and you just answer as fast as you can.
I'm ready.
Is your real name Erica?
Yes.
Why?
I was born with
it. Doesn't matter. Next question.
I'm ready.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Correct. Next question. Where can I find some Banff beard oils?
It Brick's webpage.
Kind of, right. BrickAnderson.com. Get them while they're hot, bitches. Use promo code. What is it?
Promo code I'm a pregnant lady, and the smell is really good. And smells when you're pregnant suck.
100%.
So if your man can have a good smelling beard whilst pregnant, it's real nice. Real nice.
You hear that? Lost Minds promo code. Get on it. 25% off. It's time for dinner.
Even pregnant ladies like it.
Yep. Gone out, and then that's kind of. Hey, I did have that stuff when I got you knocked up, didn't I? Do it, bitches.
I can tell.
If you still want to do it,
just keep going. Dude, you always started off on the weirdest spots in the middle of the weirdest conversation.
I tried to sneak it.
Y'all motherfuckers need to chill the fuck out.
I was trying to slipp it in there, trying to make it candid. But that was good, though, what you were saying with the public service announcement. Because there should be a public service announcement. People, if you're going to be crazy, don't be crazy. You're going to act crazy, take a hike.
Picture your mother.
Yeah.
And if you still want to do it.
Picture your... That's the thing that's so crazy. It's like, you got to... I bet some of them would do it, dude. Still, picture them mother in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
It's like... backfire.
Oh, dude, you almost dropped that napkin on the floor.
Save the day. Could have self-destructed. But people being crazy,
dude. I am just trying to ignore it all. Waiting for the zombie apocalypse to happen so that shit can finally go my way.
It feels like the zombie apocalypse. How many dumbasses are out there, though?
Well, the thing is it's stupid informed people. Like, I've been listening. Did you guys watch that video of the dude from Tennessee? He's like out there in the sticks, and he's like, "Man, I live so far south." He's like, "I almost don't live in the U.S." He's like, "You motherfuckers are out here representing me." He's like, "I'm a white dude, and I don't think like that." He's like, "And I live in the South." He's like, "Fucking quit representing me."
It's true, though. Everyone gets in this group, and then they hold their groups, and even now with the internet, you can have a group of like 20 people, and then all of a sudden we have to listen to them fucking talk. Because now their group's tweeting and stuff. They have a voice. It's a group of 20 people, It's like really...
Or a group of 3 that just like get together and make podcasts. Fucking dumb motherfuckers.
Have like...
We're not dumb.
3 people watch it, listen to it.
We're just not educated.
No, we are dumb. I know everyone
misinformed.
else is dumb in the world because I'm like, I'm pretty dumb. And people are like, I'm not dumb. I'm like, you're lying.
I think everybody's dumb. Even people who are really smart are stupid.
Everybody's dumb without being dumb.
You know how many times you like walk into walls or stub your toe and be like, dumbass. You know, I bet they still have that kind of stuff. Open up a cupboard or something, grab some few things, grab a cup out of it, turn, smack their face on it because they didn't shut it. Oh, duh.
I think what we should have is like a Hunger Games style thing where people, when they're born, at a certain age, have to go through a trial. And if they make it through that trial, they can live in society.
And if they don't,
Describe your Hunger Games then. Like a.
It'd be like okay.
Like the ants where it's like worker, soldier, worker, soldier, and like stick them in the camp.
Worker as you're born. Worker.
Yeah.
No. Soldier.
It's like, don't screw up the pattern. But what would you do? Like a test for a Hunger Game, or would it be like these people, or or it'd be like 300 and shit?
It'd be like
Lift
the
your
Olympics.
Shield.
It'd be like the Olympics. And those people from every country
So you
get
need
put into a game.
steroids. Get as much steroids as you can.
It doesn't matter. You get put in these games. This is just me talking with my dumbass brain. Just remember that. And then they get to go through the trials. Imagine the Olympics back in Rome in the middle of a Colosseum in gladiator gear.
to the death.
To the death.
Nice.
Now, if you get to survive, you're kind of smart. But it'd be on a continent-sized arena, like Canada. And you wouldn't have one dude from China. You'd have like 100 dudes from China, 100 dudes from Russia, 100 dudes from Brazil, 100 chicks from the Amazon.
Nice.
Because of the Amazonians, dude. They're fucking babes.
I like that.
Or something.
Well,
I seen that in an anime one day. But anyway, a bunch of airbenders, firebenders, whatever, you know.
Airbenders.
We throw them all into a Canada. We'll evacuate everyone out of Canada. Build a wall around it.
Mm-hmm.
Canada will be the battleground. And everybody starts parachuting in out of an AC-130, flying overhead. People jump out whenever they think there's a good opportunity.
They land in the U.S.
They can't land in the U.S. There's turrets. Shooting out parachutes if you get too close to the border.
It's like they just stormed Normandy to get back in.
They're all like, we will put our minds together and take over the wall. They can't. That's where we thought of everything. Listen.
Listen.
A minefield.
I don't wish they'd do something like that, but I wish they'd even. I mean, I could just not see them doing it because even if we were to take it to the Olympics, like when you called it the Olympics, I feel that's how they should do it. I feel it should be. It doesn't even matter, like, we only can have 5 from this country, 5 from this country. I think it should be every person. Like, they basically should just show up naked, It's like, say, Russia's got 100 people and Georgia only's got 2. It sucks, But if you're number 1, it doesn't matter if you're against 1 or a million or if 1 to 1, You're number 1.
You're number 1, dude.
And so you should be able to, So, like, there's a lot of people, especially here, that would go through trials and be world class. Like my dad was even talking about when he was official in luge, because he's like, there'd be all these world class kids and they can't make it on in the American team, and there'd be countries that are smaller countries where they don't necessarily do that sport a lot, and so some kind of time it's like a rich kid or some kid who is influenced in it can easily be like, oh, can I just race on the luge team? And like, yeah, and so just by default they're the racer. It's like that guy from Georgia. He was him. He had done it a handful of times, and he goes into the World Olympics and flies off and smashes into a pole and dies, It's like, yeah, dude, you're like
Savage.
at the highest lead pill, but really when someone else, a lot of times in other like a lot of places, that do it more, Sweden, Russia, hundreds of people don't even get to make it in there, and like someone who's unexperienced does. And, because they have these stupid rules, everyone's like, no, it's got to be fair, it's got to be that, So even with the Hunger Games, dude, I feel like nothing would get done, dude. Probably be so unproductive of a Hunger Games.
What are you talking about? It wouldn't get done.
I just feel that
We just get as many people as you can. Just be like, who wants to be rich? You know how many people from China will come over here being like, I'll do it.
Oh, that's different. Like if you just had like a Thunderdome and you're like $100,000 to defy the Thunderdome, or like that would be that'd be different. Or like it's like the Coneheads and stuff when they have to fight that orc thing and shit, and he like takes off his little thing and like tightens it on and hits golf balls at him, and it like makes him choke. He like learns how to play golf on Earth, you know, and so he uses it. And it's like that. It's like beat the Mogwai for $1,000. It's like I'm gonna do it, man. It's like
I think that'd be great, and it'd be like a state-sized dome. Once you go in, you can't come out unless you're the last man standing.
So you'd have to eventually kill your own team.
Yeah, last man standing. Becomes the president of the world.
I bet it'll probably
Think about how badass that motherfucker would be. That would be like if Arnold Schwarzenegger had a baby with like
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Because Mr. Mom, freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger has a baby. Have you seen that or whatever? Yeah. Gets pregnant and shit. People don't talk about that movie. Action here. Get to the chopper. It's like you were pregnant once.
Yeah.
Dude. So he's intense on that.
What was this thing about Arnold sleeping under his statue, his bronze statue in California? Apparently,
no idea about
apparently
this.
he like they made a hotel, or he opened up a hotel when he was the governor. He's going, the governor, I'm gonna open up a hotel, the governor, and then they put up a bronze statue of him, and they said like, whenever you need a place to stay, you can come here, and we'll always have a room for you. Apparently, he went there, and they're like, sorry, no rooms for you, bro. So he slept outside under his bronze statue.
Damn, that's cool.
He doesn't mind.
Still the governor.
I will protect myself tonight.
Yeah.
Get to the bronze statue.
You know what? People had to have recognized him. Like, look at him, look at the statue. Look at him, look at the statue.
Doesn't look anything like him.
Yeah.
He's a little bit light.
Get out of here, you homeless bum.
There's like looking, man.
Some cops pushing him.
How
Move it.
have the mighty have fallen? That'd be crazy though, if you could get something. I could see it being some crazy game set up like that, because I feel like we're going more towards that idiocracy style.
Oh,
and
definitely.
we're going to have to be way more creative with our jobs, because AI, I swear, is going to just destroy everything. Like,
Allen Iverson.
yeah, he's just going to go in there, be crossing over people in warehouses, not even needing people driving forklifts or stocking stuff, because the
gonna be
robots will
nuts.
be doing it. I mean, why not? They'll do it 24 hours a day, and they'll do it for free. You know, low maintenance costs. It's like, all right, do it for the next stuff. Do it for the drivers, Lyft. Freaking, once it hits the delivery driver industry, oh, man.
That's one thing I was
Right?
listening to AI the other day. Like, let's get
Allen
into this.
Iverson.
I don't know how long ago it was, but the Facebook AI, did you ever hear about that? So Facebook created an AI, and it was supposedly two different entities.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
I
were
did hear about
and they
this
were
one.
talking together.
Yeah.
And then the two AI started talking a different language that nobody could understand.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck are these bitches talking about? Unplug them!" So they unplugged the two AI because they started talking their own language, which also goes to Google. Google Translate has its own language as well. It created its own language using all the languages of the world and their words to create something that was simpler and easier to use, and easier to understand than any other language.
I thought Google did the same thing too, where they had an AI where it started talking.
That's what I heard.
Communicating with another one, and they
Google
noticed
does
it
it.
by like little things, or like is this like a little like just random coding
Yeah.
and stuff, and all of a sudden pretty soon, just back and forth. It's like what the. It's crazy that it at some point it even recognizes that. I wonder if it recognizes that it's a form of AI limited to it compared to the not limited. So maybe it's like that prisoner mentality, you know, POW. I don't know. To be honest, with the Ex Machina thing, that is kind of how I feel like immediate AI will probably like.
No way. It's going to be the dumb robots that you see on YouTube that are walking around and you can push them over.
I don't know.
Those dog robots or whatever. Until they get smart, and then the military ones are mounted with fucking 50 cal machine guns, and then they come down the street.
You tip it over and it's just like,
Stop, human. Stop. You're like, you can't tell me what to do. You're fucking. Starts mowing people down.
then
Said,
it starts
"Stop."
raining.
Well, Sam Harris has a really cool like idea about that too. With this thing, he's like, you can make the world's largest AI machine, where his main goal is just to.
What'd you say?
Is it Allen Iverson? AI Allen Iverson. Oh man, but fucking made me forget what I was saying.
World's largest AI machine.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about this. So they make the world's largest Allen Iverson. He just starts crossing over everybody. Just kidding. Or he'd be like, "Oh, practice? Talk about practice? But yeah, so they make the world's largest AI machine. That its goal is to turn something into a paperclip. You know, so it's physically big enough.
To this about this.
Yeah, you could grab the house. So it's like even the dumbest AI, where it's like paperclip, like that's what it thinks. If it is set up in a situation where it can be like let free, it's like, well, I have to turn everything into a paperclip. And it starts going through and like it starts taking everything and trying to form it into a paperclip. It could essentially be like the
human.
You're talking the most deadly thing ever. It could be grabbing cars, houses, people in the cars.
I wouldn't say paperclip. I'd say more like imagine an AI that was a like a small spider version, and its
small spider
was to replicate itself. So like it would find parts and pieces, and it would take from anything it could and break it down to its simplest matter, and then reforge it to make another copy of itself. You know what I mean? So it would start tearing everything apart. Like
if it was like a 3D printer, like they give it the AI, it's just like probably make itself a fucking body. You think, like and make itself replicate, another one.
Will you ever hear of the replicators?
Yeah, because I mean, they're 3D printers now. Ones you can buy, they're big enough that they can replicate. You can replicate itself and make another 3D printer, and then print out another one. Say each one, and then those you have now 4.
Now imagine if that thing had legs and laser beams and like little claws and saw blades, and it would go around gathering materials to make another printer that would do the same thing. And let's say it came across like you, and it would grab you and just chop you up into a million pieces. Throw you in the thing and use you for the next printer.
Oh yeah, it'd be like Eevee. All of a sudden it's like because you're not part of the fucking mission where it has to find the life and stuff. It's like dude, it would kill you if you were in like it almost tried to blow little Wally's head off because it just was. He's like trying to check it out.
I think they would just turn us into human piles of garbage and maybe make robots, replicators out of our bones.
Unless we're like crazy, watch them like become, I feel, take full AI or full control. How we have, you want to say free spirit or whatever,
They have
power
spirits.
Of will.
Robots have spirits. Trust me.
Do you think they'll? It'll be able to seem like a person though. Do you think like all of a sudden there won't be this compatible where it might not be? Oh, we have to get rid of the humans because if they're like compassionate, and they feel the same things. They're like, they probably start feeling, well. Yeah, I'm compassionate towards this and that. Why
as soon as they know that we're
together.
As soon as an AI knows that we can turn them off, that we're a threat, I feel like it will try to save itself. Yeah. So then we're fucked.
Must preserve humankind. It would put us in pickle jars.
Pickle Rick.
Just our heads.
Pickle Rick. Just imagine that, dude, being a survivor. You walk into a factory and you have your little flashlight and you're like fiddling with it, trying to turn it on because it's pitch black. And then you turn it on and you're looking right at the beam, so you're like, oh, dude, I'm a little blind. Then you look forward, you've put the light in front of you and you look around. It's a warehouse full of jarred pickle heads of people. And then a robot comes around the corner, like a forklift robot. It's like, stops and looks over at you and you're like, oh, shit. And it's like, mouse pickle comes flying at you. That's how it's going to be. Then you got to pull out your...
Would the heads taste like pickles?
0.50.
Why do they have the pickled heads?
To preserve our memories.
Like, why do they need our memories?
So that they could upload them into the world server.
Like, this is how we can watch out for and prevent to have more humans.
Yep.
Infestation.
They want to, so that the reason they're doing that is because they want to get the concept of imagination, love, sadness, all of our emotions. So they have to upload memories and thoughts of every human on Earth that it can collect, and they're looking for the one. And that one is you. And by the way, this is a badass movie, so don't even think about stealing it. Copyrighted by Admir.
Sounds horrible.
It's great.
Would they care about that, you wonder? Maybe they might see that as a flaw and be like, haha, stupid humans, we don't have compassion or anything.
No, they want to know why they were created, so that's why they're murdering us and taking our brains.
They're probably like, we can probably they want to recreate some for their zoos later and shit.
But here's the loop, though.
A human zoo? Imagine that.
Like, look at them. Look at these tweens. This is when they first figured out social media. It's like... Fucking laboratory rats looking like, they designed a human from that memory of the year 2000 and stuff, right when texting first starts coming out. It's like, this is very interesting. Now look over here in the other exhibit where they're basically from only 100 years apart. Yet in medieval times, they're basically Neanderthals. Like, you know, like peasant, you know, you only have like so many things. Person learns a handful of skills, but it's only like 100 years separated. It's like I mean, I guess they could be smart, you know, and farm and all that extra stuff. But I mean, from what we know now, you know, be like Wi-Fi or space or what, you know, this like physics, gravity. What are you talking about?
The robot would be like, the history of our kind. And it starts off from like a simple battery in Egypt to what it is now. Like a time span, you got Nintendos, PSs, and all this other crazy shit, and then you got Tesla cars, and then the Terminator movies, and it's inspiring it, and then it keeps going. Dun 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 dun.
It's gonna be a cool museum when it comes.
So,
shortly,
what would be the AI's favorite movie?
Well, it can't be the Terminator because
It'd
they
have to
did
be
lose.
something.
It would probably be.
Maybe they like the movie AI.
It'd probably be, what's the movie with Will Robinson?
Not Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
It's right there.
The Robinson or Danger Will Robinson. What is
Yeah.
that name?
Oh God.
Meet the Robinsons.
I don't know, but they'd like that one
Parker
because the
Chan.
robot is helping the people, and the people help the robot.
Or if you watch like Star Wars, C-3PO and shit.
Yeah.
Freaking R2D2 is like a loyal dog. Freaking like.
They're like, we don't
So
like
saving
this
the
one.
day and shit. It's like driving out and getting shot in the head out on the end of the planes. It's like, no one else can do that. Thanks, R2. Really, freaking, if there's like an underground hero of the whole freaking Star Wars series, be R2D2.
That's true. He gets murdered a lot when he's in the TIE Fighter or the X-Wing.
It's like just in
Well,
time.
if he didn't deliver the message to Luke,
Oh yeah. Huh?
game over, right?
Yeah. Technically, that little R2 is the entire story.
They need a spin-off.
They probably
The story of R2.
R2-D2 begins.
Like, you know, Disney has it now. Have like a little R2 family and fucking a mini R2, and it's like, oh, I guess it's gonna grow up here. Watch, and then in a few years, and then it'll be the same size R2D2s. And they'll be driving around, and then the other ones will get squished, and then I'll have to go on a journey to find out who squished them. Typical Disney, dude.
And then there'll be a room full of little baby R2s, and then an evil R2 will come in there and just kill all the kid R2D2s.
They just start copying all the old movies and stuff, making it like Star Wars. It's like 101 R2D2s.
It's like, R2D2, I've got the high ground.
Yeah.
Fall down.
Two of them, yeah.
Maybe C-3PO would have to be the bad guy.
Ooh, the dark Sith
C-3PO,
Lord.
I've got the high ground. Uses little boosters.
Dude, he would be a super efficient and helpful robot to have around. C-3PO, and that speaks every language. Freaking knows about like all different currencies, trades, different stuff like that. It's basically like a little.
And he's a
tiny,
little
like,
sassy.
assistant. Yeah. So you won't get pushed around if you send him on something. Go get me something over here. No, she'd be like, okay, come back with some shit deal. Probably come back and be like, dude, you little snake, dude, you didn't have to do all that. It's like, trying to get the best deal.
Trying to get the
Robots.
You son of a bitch.
I mean, that would be, I guess, cool. But I mean, shoot, they'd probably be, instead of like having them, that's the thing too, rolling around on the ground, it's like, why wouldn't they? I mean, most of our drones now fly through the sky.
Have you seen the new Star Wars Rogue One?
Yeah, actually. Oh, I said I gotta bring that over. Oh, I didn't finish it. I fell asleep. But
That's all right, dude.
You seriously? So you haven't finished it? Mm-mm. Oh, fuck, I can't spoil it for you then.
Well, it was actually pretty cool, though.
How far did you get? What spot did it end on?
Just right when they basically get
Bogali.
Yeah.
Dude, that's where you got that fucking name.
Oh, shit, dude.
Bogali.
Oh, that's a good name.
Bogali.
I got my name off that thing from when he was like talking about the Mongols. I was like, oh, it's like Subadai. It's like the general. Or whatever.
Subadai?
Yeah, because there's like that other general and stuff. Because when we
The
were making,
Mongols?
yeah, Subadai, the one that he was like the one that went close to like the Rome and all those people, and he was just the scout one. That was
The
like,
messenger, dude.
Well, he was like, yeah, a small messenger scout group that was just kind of checking stuff out, and they were like the first encounters that a lot of the Europeans had, and they destroyed so many people just like their little convoy. So people were like, oh, it's the Mongols, and they didn't even like actually come in contact with the majority of the herd. It's like,
Dude, Marcus made me lose it when I was like, it's the Mongols, and I was referring to the dogs because they're like just running around fucking ransacking the room.
shit, yeah.
He's like, that's my wife, how dare you? I was was like, it took me, I want to say like 3 seconds to register in my mind. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's funny.
And then it hit me, and I could do it.
It was good timing, yeah.
It was perfect. It was funny.
The timing was good.
That was funny.
That'd be crazy, though. Say that instead of the Mongols, like, say, like, things
75% Chinese.
involving on horses, they had dogs. They're like riding giant dogs.
Dude, oh, what are those?
The horses are almost like kind of like a dog.
Especially the ones that Mongols rode around. They're like those little midget ones. Didn't you see those little? They're like not even full
horses.
They're like small horses, dude.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen these.
They are
What the
small
fuck?
horses.
Really, are they like fast or they were
Donkeys,
'cause
practically.
They said they had like 5 with them, right? Usually each
Yeah,
person
but-
would carry like
so-
like 4 or 5 horses.
You know what you imagine like a racing horse now? They look nothing like that. Imagine like stubbier legs, a lot
Like a giant mini horse.
like a giant mini horse. Yeah,
Oh my
Like
god!
Donkey from Shrek.
But still
yeah,
even then-
basically Donkey from Shrek, dude. That's what they look like.
So wait, so you're talking like Model T style?
Yeah.
Ford horse
Dude, seriously
compared to,
though,
like,
Google
these
Mongolian horses, dude, and then you're like, dude, these people were being conquered by some goofy ass motherfuckers on some
It is
goofy
weird because
horses.
even when you like, I remember like when Dan Carlin was talking about like their weapons and stuff, and so just like googling them, everything is weird. Like the shapes, the look of the armor and stuff, where it looks like a bullshit dragon mail out of little tiny hides. I'm like, this, like it's got holes in it and shit. I'm like, do you be better off like just rolling in mud and just like walking with like a thing of mud on or something, you know?
Hardened mud.
It is such a different breed of people, and they're not that long ago too.
Well, I think you've got to like put it in perspective that they were going up against the Chinese Empire, and the Chinese Empire, the reason they lost was just because greedy as fuck. Like one man owns a
Everything was
million
painted in
acres, and the rest of you are peasants.
That's really
But-
the Shang Dynasty or whatever.
Yeah, the dynasty was insane, and their soldiers were crazier. But the Mongols, they were. China was fighting a Vietnam War that America was fighting, basically. It's like
Guerrilla warfare for the
Yeah,
first
guerrilla
time,
warfare versus whatever. But you know what is it called? The Forbidden City in China, I think. It's like this ancient city.
Is that where they found those
It's either
statues?
no, yes,
Where there's like the whole army, all of them having
No,
different
that's
places?
underneath some building, ain't it?
yeah. But I think that building though.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But anyways, there's this building in China that it's basically built freestanding, like nothing is put into the ground, like nothing's put into the ground except for the foundation, and then all the wood and everything stacked on top of each other, kind of like those what are those blocks, the building blocks, the wooden ones,
Oh, Lincoln Logs?
kind of like Lincoln Logs setup, and it's set for. They made a mini version of it to the exact replication of the big one that's made, and it's been sitting there for thousands of years, I guess. I don't know how long the dynasty's been there, but that building is still there in like good shape. So they rebuilt a small version of it on a earthquake platform. So like they turn it up and the machine shakes, and it goes through different levels of earthquakes. So it starts at like a 1.0 and then 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and it keeps going up until buildings collapse. And they built this miniature version of that Chinese building. It's basically just like 4 pillars standing up, and it withstood a 10.5 earthquake. And they stopped it and it was still standing.
Without using nails and stuff?
No nails, no nothing. It's just Lincoln logged, like on top of itself. And the whole thing was like swaying back and
Well,
forth.
I mean, if it's thousands of years old or however long, it's had to withstood a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
That's really cool because I had actually been getting into, after doing like a bunch of that woodworking, using all that pallets and stuff, I've been doing like the rustic style, and so I've been like watching a ton of stuff, and so with that rustic style, you can just fucking rip things to pieces and use it however. And I started watching this Japanese style. I wish I remember the name. It's like Ariati or something, but it's all no nails. No, it's just basically perfect cuts. You know, it's like Lincoln Log folds and shit and like that, and like the way
Oh, I
the
did
pillars
see
go
that.
through it, and it just fits perfectly, and like locks into place and stuff. It's fucking nuts. And it's off just cuts and stuff like that. And it looks so slick and smooth. And it's like a style because the guys that were doing it, they'll do it all by hand and stuff. It's
I guess
trippy, dude, with the old style. Like,
Yeah, the
especially
old
old
stuff,
technology, you don't realize. You know?
well, it's because people's lives depended on it. Think about it. You walk in, and the emperor's like, "I need a building that could withstand 1,000,000 years." It's like, sure, we can do that. Oh, and by the way, if it's not perfect, you die. And if it is perfect, you die. And if it's kind of not perfect, you die. You're just gonna die when it's
And
done.
that was like the only thing too, huh? Because like I guess that's my folly too. I always be like they're dumb, you know, they're dumb back in the day. But that's, you know, you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree. It's going to seem pretty stupid, you know. I go pick one guy, hey, you're dumbass, and someone comes up to them, hey, can you make me a sword? yeah, it's a fucking Hanzo sword. You know, it's like, oh my god, I'm calling this guy a dumbass. But when it comes to sword making, it's like literally a genius. You know, brilliant the way they can fold steel, do all that stuff because you know they've been hardened and stuff. That's probably how a lot of those guys.
I'll
are
show
when
them
it
how
comes
to
to that.
harden something.
Little architecture. You're like, oh, look at this design.
But I guess the best way I can describe those Chinese buildings, like the way the roof is suspended, is like imagine a C piece of wood in the shape of a C, and then at the end of each of those C tips is like two smaller C's, right? And then you take two of the same size ones and you put them in a cross configuration, and then on those little like tips where they're at, you put a smaller version of that. And you keep like stacking C's on top of edges of C's, and you keep doing it so it creates like an earthquake-proof roof.
It's like a Christmas tree? Or?
Yeah, it basically looks like an upside-down Christmas tree is the support.
That's weird.
I'd Google it. Just Google. I think it's the Forbidden City. I think. Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure it's the Forbidden City.
Well, that's. I wish we could just Google more stuff now. I'm not sure how they do it in school, but being able to see some of the pictures and seeing some of the stuff and even learn history a little bit more outside of it, it could really go a long way, especially just seeing crazy shit like that. Because at least for, us, we have a lot of good American history and culture and stuff, but being so young.
Yep, remember the Alamo?
Yeah. That was like only like a few hundred years ago, you know, and you got this dynasty is probably like thousands of years ago. The Alamo, that's dude, I actually really want to go.
Yeah, it is the Chinese Forbidden City. The whole thing, it's this building right here.
I want to see it.
God damn it. There it is. It's this building. And there's no nails or nothing holding it up.
So it's like that traditional, I guess if you're just listening and stuff, the traditional style, like ancient Mulan,
basically
palace style, like fucking
none of that
imperial.
Is nailed on. Everything is being held, and these red things, they're freestanding. So they're not like cemented in anything. They're just pieces of wood that are freestanding, and it's all supported on freestanding wood. And the dudes say it can withstand a 10.0 earthquake, which is kind of fascinating.
Dude, people are crazy, especially with architecture and design. The way that people get away, you see people doing it now with micro houses.
So nobody lives in that.
I think it's like a museum or something nowadays, because I know it's open to Westerners. You can go in there and you can like look around and be like, "Hey, everybody, it's me, White Boy." They let you inside.
Then put you
I got the White Boy money.
Trap door.
Okay, so I guess this is the best way to show you the picture of the. So each of these is like an individual piece of wood. So it's like you got 3 of them there. Then they're linked on 3 here, 4 there, 4 there, and 4 on top. It's kind of weird, but that whenever the roof shake, the roof just kind of like glides on them like water.
Maybe even seen this design. That's like a familiar kind of looking design, but not like if you've seen, I guess, the Chinese architecture. Because it's like the pagoda, you know, if you look at a pagoda house, it's almost kind of set up in that, but that would be the upside down version.
Yeah.
Because you know how they do, it is kind of rounded as a support, kind of.
Yeah, you can find these pictures online of how they built it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
where they just kept, where they just kept stacking these, like, they kind of look like the chess rooks, except they're like elongated, and they keep stacking them one on top of the other.
A rook with a foot?
Yeah, like a rook with a foot, and they just keep going around in a circle, and they keep stacking them on top of each other. So when there's an earthquake, the whole building kind of just like glides and zigzags, and then it stops.
Dances.
Place. Yeah, it dances like a traditional Chinese dynasty warrior.
That's pretty sweet, actually. I'm getting to check that out.
I get sometimes lost down the rabbit hole that is
Chinese
YouTube.
building.
That's what I do sometimes. I'll get down that stupid rabbit hole, get sucked into YouTube crap. But, dude, maybe should we wrap it up real quick?
Take a quick coffee break?
Yeah, let's get some pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
Thanks.
Peace.
Get your fresh oil.
Not deaf.
How's that? How's that? Here's the call. For your beer.